When some bad guys show up, and I'm assuming they work for Harrow, Layla pulls the old Ian Malcolm flare trick to distract them, and I like that she could really handle herself in a fight.
What?
The bullet holes in this windshield look almost exactly like the cracked glass holes in the ending credits, which are used as a visual metaphor to show marks. When they arrive at the dig site, they find blood and this tool. This is the hook the Egyptians would use for mummification, to remove the brain and organs through the nose. Steven described it in the first episode.
This big metal hook, right? And we'd go up the old nozzle and all the organs would come out except for the heart.
The death of Layla's father. During this episode of Moon Knight, Harrow reveals that Marc was among the mercenaries who were tasked to eliminate a group of archaeologists exploring a site in Egypt, which included the father of Layla. Distraught, Marc's wife confronts him about his true involvement. He then admits to being present but says he had no part in the death of her father. Marc then says it was his partner who did the deed when he became too greedy. In the comics, Marc's partner is another mercenary named Raoul Bushman. The source material depicts him as a bald male of African descent sporting a white and red skull makeup on his face. Alexander the Great as Steven and Layla get separated inside Ammit's tomb. The former finds himself inside a section filled with a huge sarcophagus. Steven then converses with Marc and tells him that the tomb before them belonged to Alexander the Great.
At the long-lost tomb of Alexander the Great.
During his time, Alexander the Great built a massive empire that included Greece and Egypt. In the setting of Moon Knight, and even the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the Great Conqueror was buried in Egypt as one of its most revered and in the style of their pharaohs. Most experts agree that the true location of Alexander's tomb is somewhere in Alexandria in Egypt, and not in the desert. Stuck inside an asylum, right after Layla and Steven recover Ammit's Ushabti, Harrow and his men arrive. At this point, Marc takes over the body and refuses to give the item to Harrow. The mercenary then fights against Harrow men until the cult leader shoots him in the chest. Marc then falls into a dark void only to wake up inside a psychiatric ward as one of its patients suffering from a mental illness. In Marvel Comics Moon Knight Volume 8, the one written by Jeff Lemire and illustrated by Greg Smallwood, Marc is placed in a similar situation when he finds himself inside an asylum. It is then revealed that the facility's head, Dr. Ammit, is an avatar of Ammit and is planning to take over Marc's body. Based from the source material, it seems this latest episode of Moon Knight has taken a lot of inspiration from that particular run in the comics. The third sarcophagus. After escaping from Harrow's office and freeing Steven from a sarcophagus, Marc finds another one in a different room. This particular one is standing up and is prominently placed in the shot. There are speculations that within this container is the third personality of Moon Knight, Jake Lockley. Last episode, Marc woke up to see him stabbing one of Harrow's men after losing control to Steven. He then asks the Meeker personality if this was his doing, to which he denies. This bit, and the one with the third sarcophagus, is strengthening the speculation that at some point, Lockley's personality will surface in the remaining episodes. The appearance of Taweret. Moon Knight's latest episode this week ends with a strange hippopotamus-like creature saying hi to both Marc and Steven. This is Taweret, the Egyptian goddess of fertility and childbirth. It's not yet clear how she'll help push the plot forward, help the pair escape, or what side she's really on. What's certain is that her appearance is a total cliffhanger that gets its inspiration mainly from Egyptian mythology and not the comics. And this isn't the first time we've seen her. Back in episode 1, Steven actually picked up a box of Taweret plush dolls and said her name. Also, people from Steven's life, like his silent friend, Crawley and his boss Donna, are in the psych ward too. Donna's even clutching a scarab plush. The orderlies are Billy and Bobby, who we previously saw as cops in the thrall of Harrow. Now they're orderlies, which is exactly the role they played in the comics. Cupcakes, Khonshu, and Steven's goldfish all pop up in the background. No matter where she is, Layla likes to snack on marshmallows. Harrow's office is full of Easter eggs, including a poster of the Alps and mundane versions of his cane and sandals. And finally, from end credits, where the moon is getting fuller by each episodes.